Study for 2 minutes and then Instagram. Study for 2 minutes browsing Netflix. Study for 2 minutes checking Facebook. Study for 2 minutes and get lost in TikTok or WhatsApp. If this sounds like your typical study session, you are certainly not alone. But you also need a little help to kick your motivation into high gear, especially if you have a test coming up or exams quite near. And maybe coming here and watching this video is your next form of procrastination. If so, at least you are on the right track. Not every study motivation strategy is going to work for everyone, but there's something out there that will work for you. I have compiled a list of study motivation ideas in this video to try out when you just need to buckle down and get it done. Watch this video till end and try a few of them out. Some work well in isolation, in loneliness. Some work well combined together. Some may work for you today but not tomorrow. If nothing else, at least it's a good distraction from studying, and you might find something that really helps up your studying game. Number 1. Website and app blockers. Nowadays, mostly distractions are digital, and this number 1 tool is a classic study motivation tool because it literally takes away whatever is distracting you. If you need just a little help with your self-control, these are for you. There are quite a few blockers available for your phone and your computer. For example, you can try Freedom, Focus Me, or App Block. All of them work pretty similarly. They block whatever websites or apps you want them to block for however long you want them blocked. This can work really well if you sound like the person described at the start of my video. Take a minute to think what websites or applications tend to suck up most of your time and block them while you study. If this sounds insanely difficult, start with short blocks of time and work your way up. Number 2, the Pomodoro technique. At its core, the Pomodoro technique is very simple. Study for 35 minutes, take a break for 5 to 10 minutes, then repeat the cycle 4 times and then take a longer break, no matter how you customize it for yourself. When you know the end is in sight and a break is coming up, it makes it easier to study for longer periods of time. To help keep track of time and make sure you are not constantly checking the clock, set a timer for both your study sessions and your breaks. You can make the most of your breaks by getting up and doing something physical and gets your blood pumping. If you use your breaks to watch 10 minutes of a TV show, you probably won't be very motivated to jump back in. Number 3, create your own reward system. Choose something that you really want: a box of cookies, a break to go for a run, a trip to the movies, etc. Whatever it is, use it as a reward for completing a study session. Maybe you buy some cookies but only allow yourself to eat them once you have studied for an hour. Maybe you decide to go to see a new movie, but you can only go once you have studied for 3 hours or mastered 20 terms. Maybe you pick up some candy and pop one in your mouth every time you correctly answer a question, or you complete a practice problem. Maybe you make your favorite snack but decide that from now until your test you can only eat this snack while you are studying. Creating shorter reward intervals, as in the example with the candy after each question, might work better at first if you are really having trouble focusing. Once you get in the groove or start to find a little more motivation, you can work up to more delayed gratification. To really put the pressure on and encourage yourself to do well, try creating a reward for yourself that you can only receive if you do well on the exams or in the course as a whole. Having your parents get in on this can be helpful too. Maybe your parents will take you out to your favorite restaurant if you get an A on the exam, or maybe you will take a trip to an amusement park if you get a B in the course. The point is this: in order for a reward system to be effective, it needs to be customized to you. Don't set up a reward for getting an A if you know that getting an A is next to impossible. Similarly, don't reward yourself with a trip to the mall if you don't like shopping or if spending money is going to stress you out. Number 4, schedule your day. When I was in my school, I was always more motivated to get homework and studying done on days I had practice or a game. On day when I had nothing going on after school, it felt like I had unlimited time to get everything done, so it was easier to put it off. Often, the more free time you have, the easier it becomes to waste your time. When you have a lot going on and know you won't have much time to get your studying done, it forces you to become less focused. Schedule a specific time in your day when you will sit down to study. Actually, scheduling it on your calendar makes you less likely to put it off because it becomes a concrete task that must get done. Number 5, a structured procrastination. Believe it or not, you can use procrastination to your advantage. Structured procrastination was first created and explained by Stanford University professor John Perry. If you tend to procrastinate, you likely do easy or simple tasks while putting off hard and bigger tasks. The procrastinator can be motivated to do difficult, timely, and important tasks as long as these tasks are a way of not doing something more important. For this technique to work, you will need to think of tasks that are more important or difficult than studying and put them at the top of your to-do list. Then studying, a task that is also important, becomes an easier task and one that you are more inclined to do as a way not to do that more important task. Number 6, find the perfect study spot. In college, I often studied in a beautiful chair in the lobby of an infrequently used building. I was comfortable, there were very minimal distractions, and I was in a place that encouraged me to get my work done. In my school, I loved to study outside in our backyard. I liked that I was able to get outside and get some fresh air after being stuck in school all day. Choose a sport you absolutely love. Maybe it's in a favorite chair, or it's outside, or maybe it's a library. Maybe you can even create a space in the corner of your bedroom. Wherever it is, make it your designated study space and use it only for studying. The more you love to be there, the better you will be motivated to study, so you can go to your favorite spot. Number 7, just get started. No excuses, just sit down and start studying. Often the hardest part is starting. So if you simply sit yourself down and start, you might get into a groove. If you think this tip might work for you, then go and study. Literally, stop watching this video and go and study. Number 8, form a study group. If you are a social person, studying can be difficult because you don't like silence. It can be motivating to have a group of people to study with. Your study group could even consist of your parents or a friend who isn't in the same class. They can help quiz you and just keep you company while you study if you go crazy being quiet and alone. You could also get your teacher or professor in on this one. Teachers really do want to help, so they are not likely to say no if you ask them for help studying. Ask if you and a few friends can come in early, stay late, and hang out during a study hall period to study. Being in the presence of your teacher will help motivate you to actually study, and you have the added bonus of having an expert in the room to help. If you are putting off studying because the material is confusing and overwhelming, this strategy is bound to help. When I was a teacher, I never turned down students who asked for extra help or wanted to study in my classroom. When students would form study groups in my classroom, I was right there to answer any question and make their study session more productive. I also often gave extra tips or explanations I don't give during class. Number 9, go to canteen or a coffee shop. When you sit down to study and find yourself checking social media, it's easy to become envious of everyone having a good time. It's also easy to start thinking you are the only person in the world studying right now. At a coffee shop or library or canteen, you will find a lot of other people who are also reading, studying, and working quietly. Seeing someone else model good study behavior is encouraging. In college, the library was my go-to study spot when I really just couldn't find it in myself to study. When I got there and saw everyone else working hard, I felt like I would be a distraction or would feel out of place if I didn't sit quietly and study too. Number 10, get lost in music. Put on your favorite music or some classical music and let the beat of the music keep your study session going strong. Some headphones helps with this too. You can get lost in the music in your own word. I'm easily distracted when I'm studying or working, so if I can hear a conversation going on or somebody has the TV in, it's very difficult for me to study. So when I pop in some headphones, I quickly forget about all of those distractions and I'm able to focus on whatever I need to do. Number 11, put some study motivation quotes. Find some quotes that motivate you to study and just post in your room, at your desk, in your study spot, or in your notebook, and these will literally help you out. And there are beautiful quotations. Some most inspirational quotations I will give you in the description. Number 12, create a clean workspace. Having a clean and organized space helps your mind be clear and organized. It might seem strange or silly, but you might find that you can think more clearly when you clear up clutter. If you need to take a break or want to procrastinate for a few more minutes, clean up your workspace. When your workspace is cluttered, your mind is subconsciously making mental notes of everything else you need to do and what you need to clean up. Sometimes I don't even realize how cluttered my workspace is until I clean it up and can all of a sudden think more clearly. Cleaning up your workspace could also mean cleaning up your notes. If you took very rough notes and everything is unorganized and hard to read, you are not going to read or study properly. That's asking your brain to do a lot of work before it even gets to the actual studying. Take some time to type or rewrite your notes and the task of studying won't feel so overwhelming. Let me give you some ways to organize your notes. For example, use a binder to separate and organize worksheets. Make flashcards, organize your notes with a graphic organizer, color code your notes with pens or highlighters. Number 14, remember your why. Think about why you need to study and why you want to do well in your course. Do you need to pass to graduate? You want to become a doctor? You want to become an engineer? You want to become an IT specialist? Do you want to make your family proud? Is this course in the field you are looking to go into? Do you love the material even though it's difficult? Do you want to prove to yourself that you can do it? Whatever your why is, keep coming back to that every time you don't feel like studying. It can help to post this somewhere where you will see it often. Number 15, break it down. Thinking about doing it all at once is overwhelming. And it can give you that feeling where there is so much to do that you don't even know where to start. Think about everything you need to do to study and write each piece down. Then break it down into small chunks you can tackle one at a time. Don't focus on learning it all right now. Just think about what you can do in this moment. As you complete each task that you have broken down, check it off and cross it out. Seeing your list get smaller and smaller is very motivating. Number 16, multitask. Multitasking doesn't always work, but it can work well when you combine a mindless activity with study. If you don't want to sit still in a quiet room, try going for a walk while reviewing your notes or reading your textbook. You can even recruit some help from a friend or parent. Sometimes I used to go stir crazy when I had a lot of tests or exams coming up. So I would take my notes to the gym and look over them while on treadmill or stationary bike. This made studying a little less boring and it saved me some time. Number 17, try a few strategies out. With so many strategies and tips, there's bound to at least one that work for you. Test a few out and see if they make a difference. And remember that many of these strategies work well together. Studying is hard work and it's not usually fun, but these study motivation techniques can help you get down to it and even make it more bearable.